This is Royalty, and this is your loving, gracious, highly favored host, Alex V, the Unproblematic King. Joined as always, we got Denny the God on the pod. How you doing, bro?
I am amazing, bro. I just witnessed you again, just gasp for life because
I just want everyone to know, right before you're about to perform or do anything, like you're gonna go, clear your throat, and Denny's over here acting like I'm gagging or something.
it just looks like you make that face. I
Do
don't
you have a
want to
gag
dive
reflex?
into that. Do you?
I definitely.
We found that out. We found that out when you shoved
my
your fingers in your mouth.
All right, stop making shit up for the pod. People are definitely gonna hear this part and be like, "Yo, we are learning things." Dude, can't.
How does your fingers taste, Alex?
That's disgusting. Wait, have you ever done that when you're really drunk and you just need to get the vomit out of you?
No.
Oh, I did that once, and let me tell you, I went back and raged like I was fucking sober. It was
I heard stories like that, and
you could rally real well with that shit.
It's like you've just been rejuvenated, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's getting all the toxins out, like breaking up with like a really toxic person. I love how that.
But then you just jump back in, and then you just jump back in.
Yeah, you just jump back in.
You just don't learn. You just don't fucking learn. That's all good.
Hey, big
I need you. Yeah, you see, that's crazy. That's crazy. Shout out to people who can relate to that.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Every step you make, every stone you step on, you experience so much in life, and you have people around you who, you experience life with. And this is one of my brothers for life. We got the walking bicep on the pod. Look at this guy right here. Light work. Look at that chest pump. He didn't even do. All he did was open his closet and his chest is pumped.
That was it.
That was it, bro. See the
walk. Out of bed and I just already felt it.
You're the bad bicep of bad bunnies.
The bad bicep.
Yeah, he can work out.
That doesn't actually sound good. Actually, I take that back.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I take that back. I do.
That should be your logo.
But yeah,
definitely.
But yes, definitely, you are a stepping stone. You definitely helped me get into the pool a little bit closer. I didn't want to put in the effort, but you were just there.
It's just really funny because I didn't see this happen like live. Like I wasn't paying attention when this happened. It wasn't until everybody's reaction that they told me. But like for context, hosted a pool party. It was 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, 4th of July. It was. I'll get into it on why I remember it was.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say. So Denny was bartending, and Denny, like on previous pods, he's kind of a predator with alcohol.
Don't do that.
No, because what do you say? You say I'm gonna expose you, or
oh no, exploit.
I mean, exploit. Not even better.
I'm just saying what you do. That's all it is.
I am a child of God. All right.
Okay. But go on with your made up story.
Made up story. You did this.
All of a sudden,
I don't recall.
Yo, now that I'm here, let's face all the accusations, and
all of a sudden, like when Jessica's here, Denny's like, "Oh, I stomped on that head."
That's also true, but I was under the influence. So
you were under the influence, and you were trying to get in the pool, and for some reason, you thought stepping on Christian's head would help you get there instead of just going right in there.
I didn't want to have to put in all that effort to get into the middle of the pool. He was just one step closer for me just to be there. It's all good. See, look, there goes Alex gagging again.
No, but the best part about that was when people told me that Christian was so drunk, he didn't even like notice. He was like, "What the ow?" He was like, "Ow."
Oh, fuck, you were fucked up. Medina was definitely on the.
Nah, Medina was fucking slumped, dog.
Yeah.
It's the jacuzzi, bro. It's the jacuzzi while drunk. It like expedites the drunkenness, dog.
It really does mess you up a lot more. Hey, I mean, shout out to Denny, bro. He made some bomb ass drinks. I mixed a little bit too. We had beer pong going on. We were fucking with the White Claws or whatever, and then Denny's fucking amazing ass, making them drinks. Like, they were dank. I think they were mojitos.
Wait, are you saying Denny's ass is amazing?
Denny's ass is amazing, but his drinks are also amazing.
Hey, bro, I just started working out. All right. Thank you for the kudos. Thank you for the kudos.
Nah. There's a reason we haven't done live podcasts because Denny's recovering from BBL.
BB.
That's why we haven't done a live podcast yet.
I just went to the person you went to, Alex. That's all it is.
Oh.
Yeah, but I paid for something. I didn't get it myself.
That's fair. They filled you up, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
every time I'm sipping.
I mean, look, I was pretty intoxicated that day.
Definitely.
Next thing I remember it being light. You know, we're outside in the pool having a good time. Then, bam! All of a sudden, it's dark as fuck, and I'm like, "Yo, what time is it? I got to get home and take care of my dog because the fireworks are going off."
You never left.
I don't know. I don't know why I fucking drove home that day. I do not know why.
Probably wasn't Eric drove you home.
Oh, he did drive me home. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, my baby brother drove me home.
I was second guessing myself earlier too when we were all right, cool.
This had to happen.
My baby brother took me home.
Yeah, this have to happen when we left, huh? When I left. When me and Dad left.
So. Yeah, he drove me home. Thank God. God bless little Eric. But yeah, bro, I woke up the next day. I'm like, bro, why the fuck is my head like kind of hurting? Like it's a little bit sore. Like did I bang my head on something? And they're like, no, bro, someone stomped on your ass, and it was for sure Denny. I'm glad Denny weighs like 100 pounds though.
What's crazy to me is the fact that Denny really stepped on someone's head. It's just like reparations, dog. Like he's like, well, I'm darker than Christian, so I got to step on him for my ancestors. What's wrong with you, man? I never thought I would ever have to deal with a stomping allegation at the pool.
Yeah, and
honestly, you know what? It's I'm gonna take something off your book, right? Your history. I'm gonna say history book because you have a lot.
Pull Jessica right now.
I just took a page out of your book because it was extremely convenient for me. That's all it was. It's convenient for me.
I'm a man of convenience, man.
Convenience.
You see?
There you go.
You see? Well, I mean, it would have been convenient if we would have taken some Tylenol, but you chose the pain.
Yeah. I'll say is you better watch yourself on the next.
Woo! That's fine. I'll just get you drunk,
and it'll probably work.
Hereditary.
I'm just gonna get. That's fine. We'll play Rage Cage, and that's it.
See, Danny, when someone's gonna try to cancel you, this is the clip they're gonna pull from the podcast.
Gonna get you
what is Rage Cage?
Rage Cage. That's what he calls it.
I hate Rage Cage. Yes. Only because I feel like I always end up next to like fucking Michael Jordan, the best fucking bouncer in the world. Like, well, I was like, when the fuck did you learn this skill? You know,
right? Yeah. Right?
No, but I remember one time at my cousin's like graduation party, we did Rage Cage, and one of her like fellow like medical student people was there, and that dude ended up being next to me and my white brethren Cameron, and me and him were just like fucking MJ and Scottie Pippen, and that dude ended up getting so trashed. So no, I'm saying, but like you could tell, like it was probably one of his like first like really big intoxicated moments, and like he got trashed because he did multiple games, and he lost multiple times. And you know when you just drink all that beer really fast and you take the last shot, it'll kill you, dog.
Losing once is demoralizing. Like I can't imagine, losing multiple rounds and still having to drink all that shit at the end.
Dog, I lost Rage Cage at fucking Jessica's retirement party, and I was fine up until I took that shot, and then I had a hangover all day next day. I slept in jeans. Like I took a nap in jeans. That's how fucking dead I was.
That's nasty people activity right there.
He's used to it.
You are. Definitely used to it.
Look, man. I've had my jean sleeping era due to multiple reasons.
Oh, but hold up. Can we talk about like how low key like comfy that is though? Like sleeping in your jeans, like when you're just like dead ass tired.
I feel like it's only comfy because you're tired though.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's a comfort of like I don't have to move. You know.
That's true. No, that's fair. I can understand that.
All right. Well, Christian went to, is it Indio Valley? Is that where it's at?
Indio, yeah.
Yeah, so Christian went to Indio Valley and he made a Bicepchella happen. It was all him. So tell us, I kind of said on the pod last week what the reasoning was for you going to Coachella, but tell us, the significance behind it, what your experiences from it, any tips for people that haven't gone to Coachella yet, like me. And Denny, have you gone?
Got you.
Have I gone?
Yeah.
No, because I'm not a fan of camping there.
All right, this is what we're gonna do. In 2 years, we're gonna book a RoyalTea ass fucking Airbnb with a pool, and we'll fucking have a whole thing set. I'm not camping. I see the TikToks of what y'all do for camp, and the lack of sleep, the horrible showers, hearing mad people moan because people be fucking in the tents next to you, and like there's no place, like if you actually want to sleep, you can't really sleep comfortably unless you're lucky. I'm cool. You know what? I have a lot of cousins that are like, oh, Alex, you know, city slicker. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'd rather be comfortable. Sorry. If I'm gonna go to a music festival and interact, I would like to feel cleanly.
Absolutely, bro. And honestly, I hate the heat. I hate heat. I hate it so much, bro. I hate it.
Miami.
Oh, I would never go to Miami.
You can't go to Miami. There's a
That's
difference.
What I'm saying. I'm looking around my surroundings.
Wait. Would Diane let you go? Would Diane let you go with me to Club Live?
Fuck no. Maybe Club Die. We definitely go to Club Die if you want, Alex. You know.
Denny definitely
make that happen.
Would she let you go with me to 11? But tell her that we're going to 7-Eleven.
You tell her that. I'm just gonna say that you got me drunk and we ended up here.
Look at you. Everything Denny says is predatory.
I'm saying you got me drunk.
Okay. What if I pretend to be like Bradley Cooper on The Hangover and be like, oh, Diane,
we lost them.
We fucked up. All I remember is Christian stepping on Denny's head at the club, and then I can't find Denny.
That's fucking hilarious. You know what? I feel like if we were, well, I was gonna say if we were all single, but you guys are already single.
Yo, Denny loves to dunk on single people on the pod, man. No, but you know what's crazy is the other day when Denny said some shit about like single people, like Jessica texted me and she wasn't the only one that texted me. People were like, yo, why is Denny being so aggressive? And I'm like, first of all, this sounds personal.
Hey,
why don't you message? First of all, y'all could just DM Denny. You don't have to just DM me. Like, stop making me the messenger.
That's crazy. I would like to know who those people are, not just my responsibility. Well, why are you single?
Ow. Damn. All right. Shit.
Damn. I'm sorry. I'm still waking up,
bro. We're not all blessed.
Still waking up. You know what? Yeah, I guess so. Whether she used witchcraft or not, who knows?
But she definitely sliced the pig's throat to get you down.
You know what's crazy? There's a crazy story behind. She has some like witchcraft in her room, like a little jar of whatever the fuck it was. And it was there. It was there, right? When we first started dating. And then once the baby came up, that shit disappeared. That shit just fucking vanished. I don't know, bro. I don't fucking know, man. See? That's what I'm saying. I'm okay with it, right? I'm okay with that type of violence. I'm cool with it. Am I? I don't know.
You know what? Since I'm now realizing on top of physical danger, Diane has witchcraft behind her. Denny can't hang out with me. I just would rather just be safe. I'd rather just be safe. I don't have a death wish.
Yeah, Alex has had his run-ins with brujeria already. Like he's good with that.
You remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that shit. That was a wild time.
And you know what's crazy is after they pulled that on me, that they did that brujeria thing, I don't think they did it right because I ended up winning the raffle we won the raffle at the fucking Dodger Stadium.
That's fucking right.
But it happened like after that. So it was almost like, ooh, like damn, she can't even like brujeria right. Like that's crazy.
That's fucked up. I hope she listens to this.
In a good way.
She's gonna pull up to your office.
Why do you want that to be wished?
What do you mean? It's just another listener. That's all it is, Alex.
She don't gotta pull up.
I mean, there's a reason why 80% of our listeners are women.
Stop leaking our data.
What do you mean? You said this in the what was it? I don't know how many pods ago. But anyway,
you know what? I heard from someone that their theory behind our women listenership is because they say guys are way more with the chisme than women, which is why they find you and I more enjoyable because you and I get really into the petty celebrity shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. Women like chismes. Men sometimes like chisme too, but
sometimes we do it way better.
Yeah, we do
it way better.
We do. But back to what I was saying. If in the world in a world that doesn't exist where I'm single, something like that would happen. One of us would get lost, and I feel like it would be Alex.
No, I wouldn't be lost. I would leave. I would leave.
You see, he would leave us, Medina. Can you believe that?
In the Hangover, which one's the one that ends up on the roof?
It's
Denny. The noble man, the unproblematic guy. And let's be honest,
it's not you. It'll be my wedding.
It's me.
And then you're the dude who loses a tooth, and Diane's the one always threatening you.
No, I am not that guy. Oh, actually,
it kind of fits your story. She'd be threatening you.
It does.
He's thinking about it.
But I wouldn't. I would not. I would protect my teeth, bro. Fuck that. Imagine losing the tooth. You'd be whistling every single time you fucking want to talk.
I would get a weird ace. But,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Christian. So before we went on a wild tangent, so tell us your experience with Coachella.
That's right. We were supposed to be talking about that. Fuck.
Bicepchella.
Would you get pregnant?
Bicepchella. So
I'm glad you said that. We'll address that in a second.
No, we won't. We don't have to, Alex. The amount of shit that you duck on the regular, we don't have to address that.
I address enough of it where I can.
How about this? Let's address both of you, but let's go with Medina first.
Patreon.
That's okay. I got
$2.99.
That's how they were promoting on the OnlyFans.
Look, anyways, I got congested as fuck. I'm sick as shit from like this nasty sinus infection I got from
swallow like crazy.
Hey, whatever pH levels you got up your nose, bro.
It was all in the air, man. That's all I gotta say. Some people be popping Molly. I was popping Claritin left and right.
Claritin.
Yeah, but I was not made aware that it was gonna be like super dusty and whatnot. Like my family, it was a little family trip. I ended up going with them last minute. I was talking to you guys about whether I should go or not, ticket pricing, whether it was worth it or not. For me, I genuinely love to go to Mexico and Indiana and visit like my family and some of my best friends at least once a year. For Mexico, it's usually around Mother's Day, but because of my job and everything, it wasn't going to happen this time. So I made the decision to go to Coachella, see Benito, see a lot more artists as well. Best decision I made so far. I really enjoyed it, but like I said, I wasn't made aware really of what to expect. I didn't do any research, which was my fucking bad too. Having a bandana or a mask or something would have come in handy because literally after the first day, didn't even get through the first day because I was at Bad Bunny and I already felt my shit like getting fucked up. Sitting there, it was just really bad in terms of all the dust and the smoke and everything that was going on. But I mean, that was literally the worst part of it other than Frank Ocean, but we'll get there. Really dope experience. I love the layout. Basically all the stages are on the outside of the venue, and you find like beer gardens, food stands, along every other every other stage as well. So it was honestly really convenient. You can hop around from one stage, you get food, beer, go to the next stage, and then so on and so forth. And honestly, there was a lot more people than I expected there to be in terms of like performers, and all of them were fucking great. Like I was kind of overwhelmed by how good everyone was. Shout out to Rosalia, Becky G, putting it down.
Rosalia performed?
Yeah, Rosalia was day 2, bro.
Oh shit!
Her and Raul's performance was pretty fucking lit. Like
shit.
That shit was like I already told you. Listen, I already told you when I watched that music video. I was like, yeah, no, I ain't had love because I've never looked at nobody like that. Like,
I thought you were going a different direction. I thought you were going like I didn't have my lotion near me.
God damn.
Yo, but the Latinas held it fucking down, bro.
Of course it did.
Yeah, Rosa. Yeah. Yeah, Rosalia and Raul fucking killed it, bro. I have like a little clip I think on my IG as well. Like, you guys want to go watch that shit, whatever. But Becky G, damn, was that a day one? She fucking killed it. You know, great fucking performer. I legit was like getting some Selena vibes, and coincidentally enough, this weekend, because we're recording basically weekend 2 of Coachella.
We record on weekends now, everybody. Me and Denny are still getting adjusted to it.
Yes, we are.
I'm telling you, it is insane how weird it is from going from 3 days. It makes a huge difference.
It does.
The whole time span is a little funky too, but we're recording on day 2 of Coachella. Yesterday was day 1, and Becky G came out again. She did a little Selena tribute, you know, saying "Como la Flor." So that shit was fire too. But like, yo, her whole day 1, weekend 1 performance, amazing. She had J.O.P. out there. She had Nadi Natasha, I think. Marca MP. And I mean, yeah, Peso Pluma, the biggest one out there too right now. Like, homie is blowing up. Denny's a little face says it all. What a Fucci face for sure. No, but it was she did a really good job. Damn, was she fired? Was she fired, bro? I get why Alex has her as his background on his phone. I truly get it now.
Makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Get off my ass. Branding.
He has it on that one like silence do not disturb mode. So like
he has it on his burner.
Yo, D&D is like the shit. Like let's not act like not all of us do that shit.
Mine's on D&D.
Yeah, that's true. But each time Alex has everyone on D&D, I just push notify anyway.
Yeah, Denny's he's the only every time that I'm like, wait, I thought it was Denny. Look at who Denny made a face at, dog. This is who Denny was making a face at right now. Come on,
bro.
Dog. Put some respect on him. Put some fucking respect on Peso Pluma, dog.
That's crazy.
Come on, dog. Come on,
bro.
Man. You hating on the guy?
That's Peso Pluma for sure.
Bro, you know, I don't know if you listened to the last pod, Medina, but I was just telling Alex that Peso Pluma reminds me of Nata 2.0.
Ah, okay.
That's what he is. He sounds the same. He looks the same. They walk the same. They breathe the same. It's just the same shit over and over again. I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying that it's just, for me, it's like there's nothing new. So
I got you.
He has great music though.
Yeah, you just don't see the hype around it because you've already seen it.
I don't. Yeah,
really?
That's my thing. That's my thing. Not the kind of set the bar and ever since then, like when I think of Peso Pluma, I think of Nata. That's my thing. I like let's say another group which I think is pretty good is like Marca MP before they broke up. That they were a band or a group to listen to. Herencia de Patrones is another one that you should listen to. They all sound different. Even their groups, Fuerza Regida, all of them, they all have a different sound. But like Nata, Peso Pluma, for me, they just sound too similar. So that's why I just don't see the hype.
I got you. I mean, it makes sense. But he's coming up. You know, it was hype seeing him out there. You know, we got a lot of good performances all the way around. Like,
that's dope.
I wanted to check out like as many people as possible too. Like, I just wanted to see different types of music, like listen to different types of music, different genres. So, you know, we checked out Blink-182, Classic, Where Are You? You know, they had like a little funny ass skit up there. They sounded great.
Where are you?
It was Pusha T.
Oh my God! Hold on, Pusha T put everyone on game and was posting how to make crack on his media in the back behind him.
Yeah, that was pretty
Step 1, step 2, step 3. He put the whole recipe up there.
Bro, he was damn. I see. Diane was right. This was the year to go.
It was. You know what? I feel like I fumbled it. Because I thought it was going to be a little overrated because of the Bad Bunny hype. But everyone else really put it. No. This weekend was the weekend to go.
This weekend, I was going to get to that.
I'm not going to hint at what Christian song of the week is, but like we could have seen that live. Yeah. And that is mad disappointing because I feel like this one up and down would have been amazing. Look, this weekend is probably going to be better than last weekend just because not that Frank Ocean sunk it, but I feel like the first week was great, but they won't have they won't have Frank Ocean's shenanigans in this week.
Oh, so that's fair.
So
that's
listen, fair. Let's get into that a little bit more. So I saw a bunch of great artists. I saw, Black.
Did you see Pink Panthers?
Pink Panthers, I didn't make it out to now.
Dude, I can just imagine Christian like, that boy's a layer. Denny's a layer.
He stomped on my head.
See? Bars. Right on your head top.
So that day one started off really good.
Crazy. It's allegations.
Yeah, man. Bad Bunny, killed it. I think you were the one telling me, Alex, that you heard it was like a lackluster performance or kind of underwhelming, I guess, is what you used. What you said.
Context from what I heard was compared to his world tour. But another thing to think about too is it's his tour, so he has the entire production to himself. Here, he's got his team has to set something up in between sets. You can only do so much.
Exactly.
But not just that. Didn't the production side have a fucking meltdown with the audio and all that?
Yeah. They fucked up. I mean, Post Malone out there, bro. He was like gonna do a little bit of like acoustic guitar work out there. Bad Bunny was gonna sing La Canción. And I forgot what other song he sang. But dude, because they had the audio all fucked up. They couldn't perform as well, and so Bad Bunny said, "Fuck it, crowd, take it away," and just had everyone else singing the fucking lyrics, which was dope. I thought Post Malone's little intro and everything was kind of ruined, but it is what it is. I thought it was everything else after that was just pretty great. We didn't know what to expect in terms of like the stage and everything. I figured he was going to have like a walkway up the middle, and he kind of did. Because all of a sudden we're looking at him up front, and then we look to the left and he's like even closer to us. And so we were kind of tripping the fuck out.
That's dope.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just upset about the Post Malone thing. I like Post's music. So that sucked. Other than that, it was fucking lit as fuck that first weekend. But then we got to Blackpink second day. I was surprised about Calvin. Calvin was one of the special guests, but I didn't realize he was going to be performing, and I hadn't seen him in 8 years since I went to EDC. So that was an amazing surprise to me.
You imagine this guy at EDC, man, just going crazy, picking up chicks with his fucking each bicep, just chilling.
Just one on each, just fucking
That's dope, man. That's awesome.
Day two was a lot more lit just because I snuck in alcohol. We figured that they weren't going to be checking us for shit.
Right up his ass.
I keistered the fuck out of that. Pause.
Keistered. That's Denny's favorite word.
You put that Patron bottle in your ass, didn't you?
Just a mini one. It was literally one of these.
Fam. One day,
and the way it went in is not the way that y'all thought it went in.
Damn, they made you out of a square? That's crazy.
Yeah, it literally has to be an easy way out.
Look at that.
Christian's been pooping when you put the Play-Doh through the little square as a kid.
The visuals.
I just had a fucking Play-Doh commercial.
That might be the title of the pod.
Oh my god!
It's Play-Doh squishing out.
That's just gross. They're gonna really make the.
He's a nasty man. He's a nasty man.
My bad. Hey, I had to get drinks in somehow. Shit was expensive.
Look at it, the determination. I love it.
Anyways, So day 3 was Frank. I just want to know what you guys heard about the performance before I elaborate a little bit more on it. Because obviously he didn't like me. He decided to not do that.
Yeah. So I heard that reasoning for him cutting that entire production was because he had hurt his ankle pretty badly, riding his bike around Coachella.
Mm.
And he would play songs and kind of just sit there and kind of vibe with it, but let the fans sing it, and that it was pretty lackluster. There was a lot of spacing in between songs, a lot of dead space. He did have some talking points, but just overall an unengaged art. I almost wish Denny and I were doing a pod back when Summer Walker did that one show she did, because I feel like Denny and I would have had a whole diatribe of points of how to put on a show when you aren't the dancer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because people who don't dance can make a great show.
They can.
Yeah.
Definitely can.
I mean, you got Travis Scott, who just literally jumps up and down. You got Bad Bunny, who's more of a performer and walks up and down the stage and shit too. It's like there's ways to go about it, and since I think he was on the piano too, or he was behind a keyboard, like he was fucking around with shit. It's like, bro, you don't need to be standing. Like, you know, you can be very engaged with your performance and not need to be jumping around and shit either.
Well, look, for my understanding, because I kind of dug into it as well.
Pause.
No pause. Continue.
You want to dig into Frank? I see you, my G.
Hey, fuck, you want to dig into Tyler? Same shit.
I didn't even say anything about Tyler.
It don't matter, bro. I'm just throwing it out there.
You want to go look for buff dudes with big necks with Tyler?
Hey, Chris, he's talking about you.
That freestyle is nuts.
Bro, come on.
So I dug into it, and from my understanding is that I guess the ice rink that they built and they were taking it apart wasn't fully removed. And even if they would have let it be right there, I guess he was going to be so far away from the front that either way, even if everything was intact still, people would still have to see him from the screen.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will complain that he was just too far away and nobody can see him, but they failed to understand that with the whole production side, with everything the way it's built, nobody told them that he, you know, at the end of the day, he was still going to be far away from people's vision. So I understand that, but at the end of the day, there's certain ways, just like what you guys say, is to engage in these type of performances, especially if you're the main person, right? The main performer. Yeah. Like for me, when I went to Camp Flog now, which we should definitely go to one of these days, if it ever comes up again. Tyler brought out Lil Uzi. They brought out Drake, even though they booed his ass. I think they brought out ASAP, I think, and somebody else. I forget who else. But I mean, he was there, but he was hyping things up. I mean, Frank Ocean brought other people as well, but he wasn't doing shit, right?
Yeah,
he was just kind of to his own in the corner. He could have made the experience a little bit more, I think, on his side, whether he was in a fucking wheelchair or not. Nobody cares as long as you engage.
So he's kind of infamous for this, then, right? Is what you're getting at?
I don't know if he's infamous. It's just his performance, the quality of performance that he can bring to the table definitely has been going downwards ever since he lost his brother.
Okay.
So it has. I think it really does have to do a lot with him losing his brother, which I understand. And I'm not gonna be here and tell him that at some point you have to move on. I mean, at the end of the day, it's your brother. It's you know, someone that you grew up with, you know, since day one. Yeah. If you're gonna perform, I think at that point, mentally you should be there and fully commit. You can't give a half-ass performance, even if you're upset that you fucked up your ankle. You still gotta find ways. You know, you're an artist at that caliber because you're able to, you know, adjust to certain issues or problems or whatever it is while your performance is coming up. You know, you have to find ways to engage with your fans, whatever it is. That's all fans want, is just engagement. That's all they want. They want to make sure that their money was worth it at the end of the day. So
no matter what happens, you got to perform like this.
Yeah, you do.
Oh God.
In case anybody's never seen it. Tyler on Funk Flex.
Free rock him. I might fly to Sweden to free him. Braid my wig ASAP, tat on my ribs. Switch with him. Then I can fuck all the sweet men that I wanna. Actually, I'm gonna heat it up real quick, motherfucker. I'm LeBron. Listen, Flex, we just met, but I know it don't seem like all Kelly wet dreams. I always keep 16s, nigga.
I feel like no one appreciated that bar.
No, nobody did.
They're too focused on the other part.
Me and Flex looking in the index for buff net niggas just for some hot butt sex.
What made you go with that verse?
I don't.
What made you with that verse?
I got a little cousin. When I die, he'll probably take my estate. I always tell him being self. And
oh shit! Yeah, have you guys ever gone to Camp Flog now?
No.
I was gonna say no. I've never interacted with Buff Neck Man before, Denny. You're alone on that island.
Medina, you can show him, I guess, right?
Medina, you gotta fight him. You gotta find them.
At this point, like we're not waiting until the next function.
Look, fam, we have to go to Camp Vlog now. It's because he brings everybody. Like,
do those even happen now?
I don't know. I think ever since Tyler got booed, not Tyler, Drake got booed and COVID, I'm not sure when it's gonna happen again. But bro, I saw Crate Chanada, I saw Daniel Caesar, the internet, I saw Little Uzi Vert, Drake. Bro, I saw all these big time artists. I'm just
they
like,
are having it
shit.
in 2023.
Oh, when?
It's the first time since 2019.
Yeah, I know. Since COVID.
They haven't given any dates yet.
Send me the fucking info because I'm gonna buy tickets. We have to go to that.
There's no tickets to be had yet.
Is there a lineup?
Send me the date so I know.
There's no lineup. There's not even a confirmed website for it yet. But they're saying that 2020 and it's in the fall, so 2023 in the fall.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I went in the fall last time too. We gotta do that shit. We have to. We have to. That shit.
I'm only going if I can hear Drake and Uzi AI.
The AIs. Oh, God.
Damn, that should be lit, bro. That shit would be lit. Not gonna lie.
Just throw up holograms with them at the same time while we're at it.
I think Alex will have an AI wife if he can't find anybody in the real world.
What am I, Plankton?
He'd have like 5.
I think so. That way he doesn't.
Like,
you know what? I think he would.
He's gonna have 5
build
AI.
He would build the AI so that way it had multiple personalities, so that way he doesn't get bored.
He'd have the one toxic one too that he can just delete and then re-upload like later on when he misses her.
Exactly. Hey, you know what? At that point, fuck it, dude. Just I guess attach a flashlight to it as well, Alex.
Before we finish up with Coachella, I want to ask you, Christian. So I saw a clip of Calvin Harris putting a unreleased Takeoff verse on Slide. Was that a part of your week?
That was. Yeah.
Okay, so what was the experience? Like, what was your reaction to it? Because I heard it. I saw it on TikTok when Quavo posted it up. And even me, I was like, oh, man. Like, I was getting a little emotional. Like, damn, man. This is, I mean, they left them off Bad and Bougie and they left them off Slide. Like, damn.
Yeah, that's wild.
I feel like Takeoff got left off so many songs that he could Takeoff on Bad and Bougie would have been fucking insane. Especially because people didn't really know how great of a lyricist he was. I think he's the best lyricist.
You know, his Takeoff's EP was probably better than Quavo's and Offset's.
Takeoff, Offset, Quavo. Quavo was surprisingly the worst one out of the 3 doing solo shit.
I think Takeoff had the better EP from all 3.
I agree with you. Offset's number 2. I liked it. I didn't like the whole entire project.
No,
there's a lot of songs I still go back to.
Yeah,
Legend.
Exactly. Exactly. There's some really good songs in there. But that's awesome, man. I didn't know that Calvin Harris did that. Speaking of Calvin Harris, were you guys disappointed with this second mixtape?
Yes. Or no, was it a second?
Yeah, it's the second one.
Yeah, I was. I think I texted you personally, and I was like, "Yo, Denny, I don't know about this one, man." I was like, "I don't know. I'm not trying to be a hater. I've never been a Calvin Harris hater, but I just felt like there was no soul to this.
There was never a change of pace with anything. There was never like, damn, this hook is fucking banging. Nothing like that. It was just like elevator music. Damn, that's an insult, huh?
Kind of was, but.
Wait, what did you say?
Hold up. Do we think that Drake's album was better than this? His little techno dancey album was better than
No, hold on. Okay, here's one thing that we got to get straight, right?
Yes.
We have to get this straight. That dance album, and I'm gonna compare it to Beyonce's. Those were great albums. Okay? Obviously they're not R&B, they're not hip hop, they're not what the people wanted. Drake gave you a different aspect of what he can of the quality that of an artist. Same thing with Beyonce and even Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny came up with a rock album too. They're giving you different aspects of what they can bring to the table, and people just don't appreciate that because they're just content with what they're bringing to the table now. It's like they don't like options. That's why people get stuck in toxic relationships, but that's a different discussion.
That's gonna go over so many people's heads, man. I don't even know, man.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
even know.
But yeah,
It's
I mean,
sticky.
for me, that's what an artist is, right? That's what I think separates
But people like
rappers,
Drake,
singers.
Beyonce, they should be allowed to venture into other avenues. I mean, fucking Jay-Z did a song with Linkin Park, and that shit is kind of hard.
It is.
It's fucking hard.
It is. No, it definitely
But
is.
I mean, Bad Bunny did, got into the corridos as an attack on Peso Pluma. Just kidding. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like Bad Bunny ventures into other avenues. Like to me, it's like it's the artistry side of it.
Yep.
I didn't think the Drake dance one was bad. I didn't think it was like amazing, but I listened to it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, I played it at the pool parties. If that says something.
I enjoyed it. I did like it. Beyonce's album. People are gonna hate me for this because Beyonce fans are just vicious.
What's that one TikTok trend? What's that one TikTok trend where you go like this? And you're like,
oh, the John Cena one?
No.
Oh, which one?
John Cena.
Wait, which one?
I love that. I love that. That's how you took that.
It's because that's your headphones and then that's how you dance.
No, the cuff it, like the one where they're like.
I don't know what we're talking about.
I was about to talk too much, bro.
Do you know what we're talking about, Medina?
All right, hot take. What is it, Denny?
That album that she came out with was probably the best albums that I heard in recent years from her past projects. Just because it gave her a different personality. Me personally, I've never been a fan of the albums that she's created. Obviously, the singles that she comes out with were a lot better than
there goes our mentions
whole.
on TikTok.
I'm just saying. I am just saying. That's it. That's it. It's just a hot take.
I feel that.
That's it. But now I guess I don't know, Alex. You tell me.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
All right, so just for context, this is what I was talking about when I was talking about the cuff it. No, Denny, get ready because the way our marketing meetings are looking, you and I might have to start doing some of that shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna do little dances and shit.
Hell yeah! Now we're gonna do this one. Oh man, I'm gonna convince Denny to do this one. Hold on.
I don't know what.
I already know what you're pulling up, bro. I already know what.
What do you think I'm pulling up?
I think you're pulling up some South Park shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Dog, this is gonna be Denny and me on our TikTok shit when we finally decide to like do it.
That's actually funny.
All right, man. That's enough about the Coachella talk. We make a lot of jokes with Denny about his father and his lack of attendance. But we're actually gonna have a real serious conversation about that. The Walking Bicep himself, Christian, reached out to me and said it would be a good talking point for him and Denny to dig into it, and we could have the conversation live on the pod. So Christian and Denny both have absent fathers. Is that a fair statement to say it?
Oh, 100%.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
So like just give me your feelings on just your experience as a child and now as an adult with the absence of your father. Like Denny, start us off since everybody and they mama know the Denny's dad reference on the pod.
No, you know what? I'll let Medina go.
Okay.
He's the guest of honor. I'll let you touch base on that, and we'll go from there.
For sure. So Denny, I know that you made it like very abundantly clear that you never really had a father in your life. Me, on the other hand, my parents were married for first 19, 20 years of my life, so he was around, same house, everything. But in terms of like a father figure, like he also wasn't around. Like it's kind of weird, kind of crazy, like to think of. The older I get, like the more I see, like what I missed out on, because there are certain things like I have to ask my stepdad about too. But he was around, like, but when it was his turn to like my mom was the breadwinner. She worked mad hours, like she took care of the family. My dad had his job, but like it was a lot more flexible. Sorry, not dad, my sperm donor. I apologize.
Oh.
That's how I relate to him. Now that's what I got him under my contact.
I want to thank Denny for being mature and not throw me into that conversation.
Not yet.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so whenever it was his turn to like kind of watch us, because his job was a lot more flexible, he would just drag us along to like the ranch, typical as Mexican ranchero bullshit. Which was cool when I was like, young and growing up. Like we would mess around like at Los Ranchos and Somas, like Moore Park and stuff. Like it was cool, but when you're like 6, 7, 8 to 10-year-old getting home at 2 a.m. and your pops is drunk out of his mind and he brought you home like that late, and then your mom is like giving him shit, and then they're getting into argument super late, and you got elementary school the next fucking morning. Like, it does take a toll on you, like physically and mentally. But that's what it was like growing up. It was just always, we were dragged along to wherever he wanted to go. It was always what he wanted to do. And Alex, I've made this apparent to you, but like, I never played sports growing up. It wasn't until we got into high school, that I was like, I want to fucking play sports. You guys, you, Rigo, like my boys, my best friends, like play football, like growing up. So I was like, let's play football. Like, let's go hang out with the boys, like afterwards, and like, get a little physical and shit. Pause. Oh,
that was Denny so much shirt today. Denny's so much shirt today. I love it.
I just heard the birds in the background. I was like, oh shit, that's Denny living it up.
It is.
That's the birds calling him.
So that was
the streets.
That was the type of shit I grew up on.
Diane, I'm kidding. Diane. By the way, there's gonna be a reel coming on the Instagram where I'm like about bringing the bulletproof vest, and I'm like, bring two.
Yeah, I mean, like it was one of those things where like growing up, like you want your pops to like play ball with you, like be a little bit more interactive in a way, but with him it was more so like I'm dragging you along to what I want to do, and you're gonna like it or you're fucking not. And there's 3 of us boys. I'm the oldest, Steven the middle child, and I, like we grew up with it, but we didn't tolerate it all too much the older we got. But the youngest one, Alexis, he really liked it. He took a lot to like the whole vaquero life and being out there on the horses, montando and all that. So he really enjoyed it. So when like divorce happened or whatever, like it broke his heart a little bit, but we all kind of grew to understand that it was like it sucked not having both parents, like not having that core thought like of a unity of like a mom and a dad. But we also understood like my mom held it down. Like Alex, like how hard like we went, like everything that we went through, and like how hard my mom like had to put it down and like go to work and just provide for us, like no matter what. And it felt like she just had to work a little harder afterwards, and so that's where we all stepped up. But we never had like, he was always around, father was always around, but never really showed us like what it was like to be a man. Kind of just told us shut the fuck up and suck it up. And I mean, I have a lot of negative things when it comes to him that I relate to, but also like I guess the best thing I can say, the one thing he taught me is just work hard. Like if you're gonna work at something, just work hard, because he dragged me along with him to the restaurant, and that's how like I started off at Otavio's. I was there for a very long time, but he drugged me along when I was 14 years old, told me you're gonna start working and you're gonna work right now, and you're gonna put 100% effort into it every single fucking day. So I mean, I grew up with like only that real lesson from him. I had nothing else to show for it. Didn't know how to change a car, fucking windshield fluid, like couldn't do shit, bro. Literally had to fend for myself, and I'm still like trying to pick things up, YouTube things here and there, like just, and it sucks. And like Denny, I feel like you could probably relate too. Like I don't know if you had like a stepfather or someone else, like some type of father figure that ever showed you like these kind of things, like that you're supposed to know as a male figure as well, even more so now as a father too.
My situation is just a little bit different. My mom and my dad were together when I was young. I don't really remember my dad doing too much other than the photos that my mom has. But I don't remember him picking up a ball and playing with me. I don't remember him taking me to sports events or anything like that. It was mostly my mom. And everything I do remember is just more just traumatic. of the fights, of the yelling, and you know, I don't want to say my dad was never a part of my life because I do remember times I would be with him. I only say that just because as soon as my mom got married with my brother's dad, he just told my mom that, you know, I'm not gonna pay you so you can support your other husband, not or your husband or whatever. And you know, at a young age, I didn't really know how to take that, and then once I'm older, I'm just like, how does that involve me? Why are you cutting your son from your life because you are being petty or whatever it is because my mom married somebody else, somebody that couldn't provide what she wanted from you, right? Or whatever the reason is. Like why am I the one taking the bullet?
Yeah.
And even with my my brother's dad, I still didn't get that father figure, and it wasn't until I was older where I figured out that my mom's ex husband never really liked me because I wasn't his. So I during that time from like 12 years old until about 20, um, I never felt like I was part of the family just because the my stepdad at that time didn't think of me as anyone other than somebody who just taking up space. So I never really got support from a male perspective. I never got guidance from a male's perspective. You know, it's kind of similar to you where I was never able to get taught on the mechanical aspect of, or even the man aspect of what you need to do when shit is breaking down. You know, how to fix things, how to change a tire, you know, shit like that. So, you know, at that age, I was uh I was going through a lot. I wasn't happy with who I was at that moment because um, the shifting of who was on my side really took a toll on me because I expected you know, my mother to give me the love and support of two parents or even just her during that time, but I never really fully received it, which I look I kind of get and I kind of don't because at the end of the day, you know, I know my mom has a big heart and my mom is you know, wanting to find that love that she's been trying to find ever since I was born, right? And I get it, the support and all that. Um, but what I don't get as well, me and my mom right now are in great situation. Maybe I finally spoke to her about it, and you know, I broke down whatever. I told her what I was really feeling, and I mean, my words did cut deep. But at the end of the day, I think with her and me having that conversation, it healed everything. But at that time, you know, for me, it was another parent that just failed to give me the support and love I needed at that time. And I try to find that type of support with friends, with people from high school. I would lie. I would say whatever I got to say so that people can just be friends with me because I felt extremely alone at that time, and it was tough because it just I didn't know where to go. I was in a dark area, dark time, and I was always trying to figure out why. Like why am I put in this situation? Why do both my parents not you know, give the love that I want? My mom does here would do it here and there and there. It was to a point where my mom got fed up with my brother's dad, and finally decided to kind of protect me the older I got, and I think that's when she realized that the treatment I was getting, it was extremely unfair, and what my stepdad at that time was doing to me, and the treatment he was giving me, she knew on the mental standpoint it wasn't getting me to a place where she wanted me to see, and I'm glad it kind of um, stopped at that point because I was you know, I didn't want to really be here at that point, I just wanted to just kind of get over it because I just never thought it would change. But then, after finally realizing that I was gonna be a dad, I still kind of struggled the first 2-3 years because I just didn't know how to be held accountable for my actions and how to be a father figure when I didn't have that in my life, and as well as being even a parent, because that, like I said, that was just completely missing. So, but after time, throughout the years, I was getting into my mid-20s. I was able to kind of figure shit out, and didn't want to be. I didn't want to put my daughter through that experience, regardless of me and her mom not being together. I wanted to make sure that she didn't feel that type of energy when she was with me or when she was with her mom. I wanted to make sure that no matter where she's at, she was loved. She got reassurance, everything that I never got at that point. So, it was tough, but it was definitely a learning curve. And I think that's what made me the person I am now. And, thank God it made me realize that, there's a purpose for everyone. And the purpose for me was just to make sure that if when I do have a family at that moment, that I make sure that all my kids felt love. I give all my support, all the quality features that a woman wants from a husband, and I would give that to her as well, to my partner as well. So it definitely made me stronger. Definitely made me, it's now it's me. It's who I am and who I really wanted to be at the end of the day, and not follow the steps of my father or my stepdad. It was a hard time.
I get that.
It was definitely a hard time, but here we are now. I got 2 kids. I'm engaged. I'm ready, building for my future, and I see my oldest, every other weekend as well. So
yeah,
definitely doing better than where I was at a couple years ago.
It's great, man. And, I have something kind of interesting to say about that I've always thought about myself. In this way, you're trying to be a better dad than what you ever experienced yourself. Like you're trying to more so manifest yourself into your children, show them that, I didn't get the type of love that I probably deserved and needed, but I'm going to make sure that you're going to have the entire world, and you're going to have a father that supports you and loves you the way that you need. And I've talked to Alex about this myself. It's interesting because my father, I can identify him as an alcoholic. There was a lot of hard nights, very consistent, lack of sleep. And it's just one of those things where we really saw it take over all of our lives, all 5 of us in the family. We saw his drinking just get out of hand, be very reckless, and basically drive his 3 children drunk home 2 a.m. to their house, and they have school the next day, haven't done homework, none of that shit. And it was really tough. But it's interesting because me and my brothers, looking back at it, none of us really want to be we don't drink like that.
Yeah.
There's always 2 ways someone can go about it. It can be this 2 brothers, for example. And one of them, someone can walk up to them and be like, damn, bro, I noticed you don't drink, or you're very careful about how you drink. Why is that? And they're going to say, well, because my father's an alcoholic, and so I don't want to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to ask his brother the exact same question. Hey, man, I noticed that you've been drinking a lot. You got kind of a problem. Why are you drinking so heavily? He's like, oh, well, my dad was an alcoholic, so I'm an alcoholic too. And it's you can look at it as a lesson, or you can just be play a victim of your circumstances as well.
Yeah.
I had a shitty upbringing, so I'm going to blame it on that. And I'm just going to continue on with my life, in this terrible fashion. Or you can learn from it and, build yourself up too. And, that's something I more so am trying to do myself. I see it in you. And, I kind of low key tell Alex all the time, bro, I'm fucking proud of Denny. Look at that man, trying to make his money for his family, trying to spend as much time with them. He's got a fiance. Yeah, he jokes around about about getting on her shit, you know, to kind of like peg him whenever he wants. But you know,
I never said that. So don't put Alex's words in my mouth. Okay,
Denny,
pause. All right,
you have big peg me energy.
I do not.
Thank you.
You guys...
That's gonna be the first sentence of the bio of the description of the pod. Denny has big pegging energy.
You know, the moment you guys get tied down from a female individual and she puts on a strap on and you guys attempt to call me,
dog, no, hell no.
I would definitely be like, hey, hello, Alex, I can't hear you. It sounds you about to get pegged.
Hello, because you know, right?
No, that it's interesting you say that because you know, people do use their trauma. No, their trauma as a mechanism of trying to deflect things, like how Alex does. And I feel like, because I can relate. I can relate where I said I never had a father figure in my life. I never had reassurance. I never had love at a young age into my early 20s. And I think that's what prevented me to have a healthy relationship my young ages, because I wasn't mature enough to understand what love really felt, what being supportive is. So, you know, I definitely be like, you know what, you know, since I never felt it, I don't know how to give it back. I just kind of, you know, created chaos and kind of use it as an excuse that, you know, fuck it, you know, I never got that type of love when I was a young age, so why would I want to give it back?
Yeah.
Or why would I even try? You know, like I just kind of brush it off and just say, whatever. That's, you know, that's part of how I was raised, whatever, and then just went off that. But at the end of the day, there's baggage that needs to be cleaned, laundry that needs to be washed. You have to fucking get rid of it, because at the end of the day, you know, the way you're trending in that aspect of daddy issues, mom issues, whatever it is, you're never gonna have a healthy relationship, because exactly, you can't if you can't move past it, and you're always gonna say, well, my parents never giving me this, why would I give this person that? Because at the end of the day, your mom and dad, you would never feel like they would disappoint you in that level, you know. And now somebody has you know, your parents have checked that box off. So now you're kind of like, well, if my parents can do it, anybody can do it. So you put this defensive mechanism where you know that if your parents are never going to change, and you don't think anybody else is going to change, you don't think you should give, you know, give that energy back, because there was that lack of during your childhood or even to today, right? So I just think people just need to create peace with it, and just know that at the end of the day, you're here for a reason, but you're also here to be better than the way you were raised. You know, I know there's a lot of people that have struggled in the childhood with parents showing love, and I'm sure in different cultures it's the same thing, but definitely since in the Latino community, you know, father figures don't give you that type of love and reassurance that they do, because they're extremely old school, which is understandable, you know, which you'll get from your mother. But you know, you do run into a situation where nobody gives you kind of that type of affection, and it hurts at the moment. But you know, you just gotta make sure that you just don't do what they did to you, to your significant other, and to your kids. That's all.
And you know, to me, it's really weird because like I didn't really start thinking about like the impact that my childhood really had on me until like my late 20s, bro. Like I'm 28. I know I may not fucking it to everyone watching this at home or whatever it is. I'm like, but I'm in my
don't listen to him.
You know, we're pushing 30 here pretty soon, man. And it's not until like a handful of years ago that I was really looking back at my childhood. I'm like, well, fuck, like that kind of like a lot of things that I was missing kind of fucked me up in a sense. Like, I think we've talked about this before, how, you know, my first sporting event was probably when I was like 14, 15 years old. And Alex, you know, was the one who took me, you know, just out of the goodness of his heart. He was like, well, why don't we invite Christian to a Dodger game? And so, you know, there's the whole backpack fiasco that we don't have to revisit again.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, man, like that was something crazy to me. Is like I wasn't going to sporting events, but my pops, you know, he's actually the reason that I like watch the Dodgers, because that was the one thing is like he would have Dodger games on at home. That's how I got into baseball a little bit. He always said like, "Oh, you should play baseball, mijo. Like, there's millions of dollars to be made there. Like, if you go to professional, blah blah blah." But I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Put me in a fucking sport." I'm like, "Put me in baseball." I'm like, "Let me play something." And growing up, I just like thought that tendencies that I was around, that I was seeing, were just normal in childhoods. Like, fuck. Yeah. I mean, I missed out on a lot of things. I wasn't going out like to certain places. Like, I wasn't really living life. I was just kind of cooped up 24/7 because my father had to keep an eye on me. And so I'm like, shit, up to this day, what was it, Alex? We got together a couple of days ago and like, we had fucking Hawaiian barbecue or something that we picked up for the Mandalorian premiere.
Yeah, and Medina had never had Hawaiian barbecue before.
And you know what? That's a testament to like, my pops being very selfish. Like, we worked in an Italian restaurant, so he always brought home Italian food because it was just like, it was easy. Like, it was free to him, so he would bring it home and feed us fucking whatever. Yeah. Granted, I mean, it was dank food, but it's like he didn't have to spend a penny. He didn't have to take us out. He didn't have to do anything.
It was the effort. It was the effort, and I think the same thing with my early 20s. I didn't realize that the trauma that I had as a kid were reflecting on me, and I was that negative energy I was giving back to the people who cared about me at that time, and that's when I kind of had to flip the switch, and it wasn't until I was about 27 is when I finally was able to talk to my mom about the lack of affection and support that I would receive from her. And at that moment, that's my whole perspective, my whole mindset switched, just because of the conversation with me and her that we had, and she apologized, and we're good. We're in a better place now. So just you have to have those tough conversations, or just create peace with it, because it's gonna eat you alive. And honestly, the only reason why that conversation never came out was because I got drunk, and I got extremely drunk, and I don't know what it was. It just kind of came out. I was just bottling it in for too many years, and the seal finally fucking broke without me wanting it to, and at the end of the day, I'm thankful that it happened, because I honestly, I don't know. I wouldn't be in the same position I'm at right now.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that happened. And definitely that extra effort, that small effort, whether you're spending a couple bucks on trying different foods or whatever it is, it's a life experience for kids and for your significant others, because you just don't know what they've gone through.
It really is. And it's very impactful too, because I mean, like, you talked about how you want to treat your wife and your daughter differently, like, from your past experiences and everything that you lacked growing up. And I more so see that in myself too. Like, I find that, when I got into a long-term relationship, I definitely wanted to treat her better than my father figure was, like, treating my mother. And so it was kind of like, it in a way, I guess I look at it and I'm like, I'm never going to be that person. I'm like, I'm never going to be an alcoholic. Yeah. I'm never going to mistreat my woman. I'm going to make sure my kids are like loved and taken care of, whenever that may be. And I love that you're kind of like, also doing that yourself.
Yeah.
Like, from your past, like it's very important, because, a lot of people want to use their past as a crutch. And like I said,
they do
their circumstances.
And look, and I don't blame them, but at some point you have to grow up, you have to mature. And I it's funny because, like, I always said I never want to be like my dad, and I little by little, time after time, I just started realizing the more and more I was becoming like my dad, and that's when I stopped hanging out with certain people at certain times and stopped doing things that I didn't need to be doing. I had to separate myself from that energy, because I realized that we all had the similar trauma, and what we were doing at that time was just a defense mechanism to block that out. I slowly started trying to separate myself from it, because you're taking your trauma to the wrong person, to the wrong people. You have to fight that yourself, and and heal. You know, there's proper people to talk to, about like a therapist or whoever, right? So little by little, once I started separating myself, I started realizing that I was on a good path, but I knew that I still needed to be. Myself still needed to be fixed.
Yeah.
But that's good, man. You know, I'm happy for you as well, bro. Because shit like this, it hurts as a kid, and even hurts as of now. You know, talking about it because, you know, like I said, I'll keep saying it. As a kid, you just felt like you'll never be disappointed by your parents, but when the time comes, it hurts like a motherfucker. You know, that's the hardest, man.
If y'all
But
could
you know
go
what?
back
Uh-huh.
to talk to your younger self, like let's say little 6-year-old Denny, 6-year-old Christian, what advice would you give yourself to help you kind of cope with what you didn't understand back then? Like, what's one piece of advice you'd give yourself?
Probably just tell myself, like, you know, hey, like, it's gonna get better at some point. Um, he's not the father you deserve. Like, that's it's easy. It's as easy as that. Like, because honestly, like, you know, I shouldn't have had to endure like the type of abuse and, like, you know, selfishness that he like endured, that he put us through. Um, and it was just tough. Like, me and Steven always kind of felt that he always had he always favored like the youngest one. Like I said, the youngest one is who took to all like the corridos, the ranchero life, the horses and everything. Like, so me and Steven always felt like we were a little bit like out of place. They put Alexis into soccer, like, you know, he's a little prodigy. And so, like, to us, like, you know, we always felt like we were pushed to the side. My mom loved all of us unconditionally, though, like, God bless her soul. Um, but in terms of, like, you know, when you're a guy, you have your mother's love, but you always do look up to your father. And, you know, it's just something we didn't deserve. Like, we deserved a lot better than, you know, what we got as children at a young age.
What about you, Danny?
Yeah,
What
man.
advice would you give?
First off, is just make sure that you love yourself and just know that you are important, and you're meant to be here for one reason, and that reason is for you just to keep fighting until you find out your purpose.
Yeah. You know what? And going
Yeah.
off of what Denny said about, like, the whole growing up in a traditional household with, like, the machismo, like, you know, father figure. I wish I was more vocal about, like, communicating my feelings, even though, you know, as like a male and, like, you know, the Chicano, you know, culture, you're kind of frowned upon when, you know, you share like how you feel, like if you feel a certain way, or, like, you know, it's always bottle that shit up, you know, tough it the fuck out. And I think just, you know, if I was able to communicate a little bit more about like my feelings, my wants, and my needs at the time, like, you know, maybe that would have made a bit more of a difference, you know, growing up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely, man. I mean, we say with relationships at the end of the day that communication is key, and I think communication with anything is extremely important because your voice matters at the end of the day. You know, your opinions matter. Whether you guys don't see eye to eye, that's another thing. But voicing it is what's more important. You know. But you know what? Uh, how does it feel, Alex, to be in a wholesome family?
You know, it's crazy because growing up, I was always so sheltered in the thought that divorce was like this rare thing. And I thought that everybody just had two parents, and like if your parents were divorced, it was like this really rare thing, you know, because growing up, I just saw my mom and dad, and it was such a culture shock to me growing up, realizing when people would say, "Oh, I'm going to my dad's house this weekend." I was like, "Doesn't your dad and your mom live in the same place?" And then kind of realizing over the years that it's like, "Oh shit, it's not necessarily rare. It's like the other, like it's not as rare as I thought it was." And it is crazy, you know, like, you know, hearing your side from feeling like, you know, you're not getting the love and support you deserve, and, you know, Christian with, like, you know, hearing that your father was kind of being selfish on his side. It just kind of like, you know, it hits home a little harder knowing like, damn, like, you know, I thought growing up that was what everyone had. And like, it's really like, it hurts like just to hear people that I love, my family, my friends, like have these experiences where they don't have that same support that I was given, You know what I mean? And like the way you guys describe it, it's crazy, man. Like we look at our parents and we're like, you know, growing up, we're like, oh my god, they're so adult, they're so mature, they're so whatever. And you start to connect the dots at how old they are, and it's like, damn, they were like our age now, and like,
Yeah.
you know, they're just trying to figure it out. So they weren't perfect. They didn't know. They didn't have all the answers. They were doing the best, or they were doing what they were raised to do, or how they reacted to their environment. And it's a culture shock, man. Like for real, for me. Like I'm telling you, like I know I grew up very privileged. Like I had a lot that many people didn't, and I think
Ouch.
over the years.
You said Medina?
And I'm telling you, it just made me even more like understanding of like especially because me and my dad had it out couple like in my early 19s. So like it almost made me look back at like, damn, like I was really being a fuckhead times 10 because he just cared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no, man, it's one of those things. Over the years, as I grow up, I just start to kind of piece together things, and I'm like, damn, like, you know, it is you know, and some of y'all know what I'm dealing with behind closed doors. Not me personally, but what I'm watching someone deal with not gonna go too much into detail. Y'all know what I'm talking about, but like it's crazy to watch how the child involved is suffering, and it hurts me to my core, knowing that like there's only so much I can even do as an outside person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except just love them and show them that, you know, like they have support from someone regardless of how they feel about what's going on. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's extremely important to realize that there's other people involved, other parties involved, and trauma is a fucking real thing. So they shouldn't try to inflict that, whether you're blindsided with your own anger or whatever it is, whatever agenda you have. Just don't make other people suffer. Because not only that, it's gonna it'll come back and haunt you, or you'll just create this this wound that may never heal from for those individuals. So, yeah, I just say that, you know, at the end of the day, you have to be mature. You have to understand life goes on and keep it pushing, and I think that's something that I'm glad that me and my daughter's mom, my oldest, were able to realize that, you know, it's at some point we have to mature, and we have to make sure that there's we have to be cordial with each other, so that way the relationship that we have with our child is a great relationship. She does, you know, and she doesn't feel like she needs to choose between the mother or father, you know. Don't put them in that situation, because it causes them so much pain, and you just don't want to do that, you know. You can be happy even if you are separated, and and the kid is going from house to house. You guys can be happy. It is possible.
Yeah, and especially just because I'm thinking of just from like the kid's side, it's like there's so many feelings and emotions that they don't even know what it means or where that feeling is coming from, and it's just like if there's chaos like in that side of it, it just makes it a little tougher. And you know, you want to make sure that your kid or your niece, your nephew, all, you know, whoever is involved in that, like, you know, can have the outlet to not just store it in, but god damn, we got into some fucking heavy shit.
Yeah, we did. You know, we showed that you know, we can the trauma side and the privilege side of Alex, the problematic king. You know,
Come on.
growing up with color eyes, two parents, you know, a pool
in the backyard,
you know, a pool, fucking shit. Him rubbing it in our face of his earnings, his gambling earnings. You know, what else? What else, Alex? What else? Huh?
Basically being 6'2", like goddamn it.
See, fucking having a membership of Panera, free coffee after every 2 hours. What else? What else is there?
Oh man.
Fuck, you know.
Stop. Stop.
Denny just throwing the daddy issues at Alex.
Fucking shit, bro. How to be a healthy male at a young age, you know?
Stop. Oh man, don't make me feel guilty for doing my best.
Shit, bro. That's all good, you know? Do you know how to change a tire, Alex?
Mm-hmm.
You know how to change a tire?
Yeah, my dad taught me.
See, I fucking knew he was gonna say that shit. Look at that shit.
You set me up to say that.
I know exactly what the reason. That's the reason why I asked too. That's fucking crazy. You know what? At the end of the day, I don't need any father figure because YouTube does wonders.
Oh, you know what? This is also one thing I wanted to highlight. Just for anybody who is listening, who's going through it, or if you know someone's child that's going through it, there's this really awesome YouTube channel called Dad How Do I, 4.5 million subscribers. It's this dad that, you know, is aware that sometimes people don't have like a father figure in their life, and like you could pull up videos on like things that like your father would teach you, like how to do certain things, like, you know what I mean, like even as simple as applying deodorant, cologne, cooking.
Bitch, where was this like 8 years ago?
I wonder when this was made.
That's awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
But I mean, just think about what this means, and like, you know, he recently made a video
hey kids,
about.
It's great to see you again. So I just wanted to put out a quick video to say.
So it's 3 years that he's been doing it, because that was about a year ago from what it says right here, and I don't know. I saw that and it was like one of those heartwarming things that I see the internet where like you're like, all right, there are good people in this world, because, you know, to have the thought of this and then to take the time and commitment to consistently put out content. I think Denny understands me on, you know, putting consistent content out there is a lot more than just setting up a mic and saying, hey, go, you know?
Yeah. Look at that.
But
He's already done more than my dad. That's crazy.
Look at that.
Denny's gonna start photoshopping his face into like pictures of when he was a child.
Look at that.
Look, it's crowbar, how to steal a car, you know.
How to steal a car.
How to install a bathroom faucet, a door, how to file your taxes. Like, dude, it's just like it's just awesome that this guy took the time to do this, because
that's
you
awesome.
know, it's a good, it's a, you know, nice heartwarming feeling, you know, before Denny tried to guilt me into my upbringing.
You know, if Alex really felt that type of guilt, he would have created something like this a long time ago. But hey, you know, here he is shitting on us.
He doesn't really feel that guilty.
He doesn't.
First of all, Denny be trying to get my parents to like pressure me to have a kid. He's always like, oh, let me bring Genesis to make them see a little baby and be like, where the fuck is my grandchild, Alex?
You know what Alex did to me once? He said he brought me like these white pair of Reeboks, and he said, do you know what these are? He said, these are what dads use.
Oh, that's not what I meant. Come on.
I was
not
like,
what I meant.
I was like,
that's not what I meant.
Wow,
they're the
Alex.
barbecue threes, bro. They're
That's
the barbecue threes.
Fucking
that's
crazy. That was like, damn, Alex.
You already know about these.
Oh my god,
that's crazy. Damn, that's all right though.
Bastard.
Imagine I pulled out like a second fielding mitt, and I'm like, see, this is what my dad would wear when I would throw something.
You know, and then there's another time where his dad served him a slice of pizza, and he looks at me. So you see that? That's effort.
Okay, relax. This is making shit up. Come on.
That's good, man. I'm so happy that you grew up in a wholesome home and not suffered like me and Medina. You know?
Yeah.
Is there a bug in here?
My dad would have made sure there wasn't a bug in there.
You see what I mean?
That's crazy. All right. Okay, I'm sorry. You set it up. But no, honestly, Denny, crazy. Christian, thank you for sharing that. I think these types of conversations are good to have. Especially on a show like this where, you know, we do like to have fun, we do like to, you know, go with the shits, but it is important to kind of take the time and have some real honest conversations about
honestly,
upbringing, childhood, things that like, you know, some people just they suppress. Yeah,
I think it was good.
Just like Denny suppresses the pegging he gets. He acts
and
like it
how you suppress your women.
Come on.
That's all right. You suppress the equality. That's what it is.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
What?
I'm not R. Kelly.
You're not.
Songs.
You're not. But you treat them like a roster. It's all good.
I am.
Number 3. hold up. It's not your turn yet, okay? We still gotta get to the end of the line.
You know what's funny is I've been thinking about lately how like for his roster, you know, you would think they hang out like he's got him in a barn or something, but lately it's been more of a friend zone. Like he's got a fun little place like called the friend zone now, where he starts throwing his women left and right in there.
Damn, Alex.
This is an entertainment podcast. These are all jokes.
Oh,
all right, all right. You want to be with the shits? Hold up. He wants to be with the shits. He says this is an entertainment podcast. Let's see how entertaining this can get. Pull up your text messages.
What are you trying to see?
I'm trying to say. I want to see the first name. I want to see a name. No. Open that up. Open that up. With that. See.
See, Edwin's the first one.
Oh,
that's
man.
crazy.
Look at that photo.
That's crazy.
I put Ed Kashi on that guy.
So why don't you scroll down? Zoom out a little bit. You see?
Look at Denny's photo.
That's crazy. Oh, I wonder who that was.
That was on your side.
That was Medina.
My bad.
Medina's women be hitting him up on AOL.
Because I'm using the chat, the fucking AI.
You're trapping women? What?
Tracking women.
Excuse you? Whoa.
Ready? It's supposed to be a little saint with the frog.
You know what I'm gonna do for you, Medina? I'm gonna put a stepping stool as your photo.
Dumb bitch. I legit thought you were gonna say I'm never gonna step on you again, but sure. Yeah, let's
I know the stepping is definitely coming. Pause.
Yeah.
Hey yo. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Well, Alex, this is a great conversation. I'm glad you decided to find a way to shit on us more.
Yeah, I'm ready to move on from my trauma.
I do appreciate that. You know.
Hey man, you know it's a learning lesson for me too. You know.
Is it?
No, it is because like I said, in my years of playing football and talking with teammates, and I'm telling you, just the little bits that I would get over the years, it would just kind of click to me like, oh shit, like, you know, not everybody has the stability I have, like at home.
You about to say not everybody has a maid like me. You about to say that? You about to say that's crazy? That is crazy. Yeah, you were. You took a. There was a little 2-second pause there.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was like, how do I back myself out of this conversation?
See, it's crazy, bro. That is crazy.
But
well, Medina, yeah, I hope everything works out and you show more support than Alex does to his roster. I really do.
I'm a great father. Entertainment podcast.
Yeah,
Christian, if you were Nick Cannon's 13th kid and he forgot to name you on a show, how would you feel if you saw that clip later on in your life?
Soon.
Damn.
No, because that happened recently. Did you guys see that? That Nick Cannon?
No, not at all.
He was naming all his kids and he missed one.
He did miss one.
How would y'all feel if that was you?
Like, of course it's me that he forgets.
I'd be surprised that he would bring me up anyways.
Wait, time out. Who's that music coming from?
Probably me.
Damn, bro, who's bumping it that loud?
Yeah, I know. Who's
one of my brothers, bro? They're still high from Coachella.
Damn, bro, that fool's living his life right now.
That's just my jam, dog.
No, you know what about that song? I like the original more than I do like the remix.
Oh, really?
Give me the remix. Yeah.
Of course.
Like the Soy Peor remix is way better than the regular Soy Peor.
Soy Peor? How do I cancel you out of this shit, bro?
No, I can cancel you.
Just leave the studio.
There's a button right
Walk
here.
Out.
Remove. Look at that. It says remove from stream.
Damn it! I give you access. Damn it! I gave you access to that feature.
Look at that admin access.
There you go.
Look at Denny getting admin access. Look at that. Look at the growth.
Yes. The growth. Yeah, that's definitely. Well, you know what, bro? You seen me grow more than my own dad.
All right, make sure you follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, RoyalTea Network.
Yes, sir.
On all those things. I promise y'all by episode 117, by the time it drops, the playlist will be dropped. I did get a little sidetracked with waiting for the logo to be finished, and then I just didn't get to it. So I will get to that, Denny, my fault.
It's all good. It's all good, fam. No worries.
We'll get it out, but we're gonna go to RoyalTea Radio Track of the Week.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna start us off. This is Ozuna, Romeo Santos, El Farsante.
Interesting pick. Who you dedicate this to?
Nobody at all.
Nobody yet.
Shh.
This is a golden remix. King.
Calculan que relaciones que fracasan mayormente es por desengaño, falsedad que contamina y hace daño. Tú fuiste perfecto clavel que con mis manos marchité. Mi obra se llama Romeo sin Julieta otra vez. Puedes pensar, soy el rey de las mentiras, volvería a fallar, aunque lo jure por mi vida. Mis palabras no importan ni valen ni de rodilla nada. Dice que ha visto muchas novelas y el actor debe llorar. No, ahora qué hago, Ozuna y yo somos farsantes, nos ahogamos en el fracaso. No juro en mano, jamás yo vuelvo a ser infiel con chapeadoras, yo te amo. Escúchame, esa pena que siento. Voy a hacer otro disco con aventura y te lo dedico entero.
Si todavía me amas como antes, ya nada me parece interesante. Yo sé que en el amor soy un farsante. Yo sin ti no vuelvo a enamorarme, bebé.
Si todavía me amas como antes, ya nada me parece interesante. Yo sé que en el...
That was El Farsante. Denny, leave the comments. We'll save that for Patreon because there is a story behind the song. There is a story.
Awesome.
That's not why I played it. It recently came up on my shuffle, and I was like, oh, I forgot about this, man.
Banger.
Yeah, no, that shit was hard.
You didn't say that. You said I forgot about her.
Denny, what is your RoyalTea Radio Track of the Week?
Mine is Mr. Daniel Caesar, Valentina, from his new album.
If it's about hot sauce, I'm gonna be pissed.
Imagine. And that was Daniel Caesar, Valentina.
All right, Christian, what is your RoyalTea Radio Track of the Week?
So, choosing this song because recently came out as of Monday, Saturday, and kind of mad that, we had an opportunity for week 1 of Coachella to see this in person, and, just didn't happen. We're seeing it weekend 2, and it popped off. So here you go, a little preview for everyone who hasn't listened in yet of Grupo Frontera and Bad Bunny 1%.
Denny, write this down. We have to have a conversation about what that song is talking about.
I was hoping we were going to get
you know what? I love singing songs like this and then looking at Diane so that way she can threaten me. These are great songs.
You are a masochist, dog.
What, bro? I just love that she loves me. That's how it is. That's
not why you're doing it.
Yo, he just starts shit to get pegged. Like, if he's in that mood that day.
Literally. No, you know what? Christian's onto something.
Don't
put
you definitely
put it in his ass. Put it in his
you're
ass.
definitely onto something, Alex. Okay, remember you wanted to ride me. Okay, just let's not get away from that.
Because you're a dragon.
Yeah, let's not get away from that because you wanted to ride me. All right. Okay, Alex.
Fuck. Oh my god.
God
damn it, that's hilarious.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh my god.
No, I wish the pre-workout doesn't kick in, Medina. And you know what, Alex? I wish you lose your $5 bet.
You know what, Denny? That's some fucked up shit to wish
It's all
on.
good. That's okay.
You know what, Christian? See, that's the trauma that he talked about addressing. look how quickly he's like, yeah, that went out the window.
So there you go. How the turntables.
How the turntables. Wow, no, that the conversation from that song. I'm telling you, there's so much. That have y'all seen the photo, the video of the guy who's listening to music and he's crying and he's at school and he's like that's what I felt like hearing that song, and there's a whole conversation to be had about that. So I want to dig into it.
No, I definitely want to dig into your trauma, the trauma that you caused.
It might be caused, yeah. No, you're right.
There's a lot to unfold in terms of that song. Like, you know, there's a lot of deep dives. For sure.
Boss. Hey, yo. Don't.
Denny, you got see, Diane got Christian, the dive of all in you, bro. Like, relax.
No, Christian, you know what? Deep has a very traumatic feel for Denny. That's why he's like, doesn't like the word
fucking deep. Sick, fam. That is fucking
Diane sick. Goes off the diving board into Denny.
Jesus Christ.
Diane. That's why Denny's so in line.
Oh, my God. In line. I'm ready. I'm ready for war.
Diane definitely hit your G spot.
You have a G spot, Alex?
Everybody has a G spot, Denny.
Where's yours, Alex?
Listen, I've not. It's not been touched. It's not been touched.
Allegedly, but it's all good. Thank you.
I can't wait till Diane comes on the.
You can't wait for someone to hit your G spot.
No, I was talking about Diane. So let's not.
That's
relax.
crazy. You know what?
Relax.
You know what?
I don't want this to be the Joe Budden Mall thing.
Hey, look, we definitely gotta dive into that one.
I have some words for Mall.
No, that's not for me, but that's okay. Having a father wasn't for me either, but it's all good.
That really wasn't your choice, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Alex has choices of being a father figure to his alleged kids that are out there, but
final thoughts. Christian, start us off, man.
I got two things to say. Number one, you ever see Frank Ocean in the lineup, just know there's a 90% chance he ain't showing up. He's not performing. That's number one. Just be aware. And number two, I guess, you know, communication is key. We're always gonna, you know, make sure that's well known. You guys talk about it a lot on this pod. But, you know, as a child, you know, you want to be able to communicate any type of thoughts, feelings. And as a parent, you want to be able to listen to your child as well. And just make sure that they're well loved and taken care of. But, you know, mostly we want to strive to be a better person than we were the day before. And I think growth is just important no matter the age. And, you know, look at us. We're always trying to find a way to, you know, be better than we were the day before. So that's really all I got to say.
Denny?
Make sure you think of your actions, because your actions could potentially affect others. Because trauma, you know, can lead into unwanted feelings for yourself or for anybody else.
And for me, if you're involved with a situation that could be putting your child in a position to deal with or harbor feelings that are alien to them because they're just too young, you gotta start to think about their internal understanding of what's going on rather than what you're going through, because what you're going through is going to be fine. What they're going to be feeling, it's going to stick with them. And if they don't know how to compartmentalize those feelings, you're setting up your child to really, you know, deal with the repercussions, like what Denny and Christian said about some of those unresolved feelings. So, you know, really think about your role and how you want to be involved with your child's life. So, you know, it's been a rough couple weeks. So, you know, hug your kids, hug your nieces, hug your loved ones.
Exactly. Hug them all. And Alex, make sure you hug your kids whenever you get to see them.
They're not on my taxes. They weren't on this year, so they ain't getting no hugs.
Speaking of fucking taxes, they have to pay. That's fucking shitty. But anyways,
I've been having to pay. Shit's fucked. Why can't
I buy a home, bro?
Yeah, no, I might have to do it.
You might have to. That way you can move them all in. I'm not talking about your kids.
Come on. Come on.
All right, you Hefner over here.
Come on, tell your friend. All right, man. Well, we're out. There's a beauty in transparency. There's a beauty in discrepancy. This is royalty with love.